What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. So, there has just been a new update to the tyres, and this is tyre patch version 2 made by Jesse, and I'm guessing he was helped by some other people, but it's not mentioned. Now, I'm hoping and praying we have good sand now. I've not touched the track yet. I've loaded into the game. This is going to be completely raw. I'm going to see how it goes. I've not touched Lobble in a hot minute. So, first gear, accelerate. Oh, that did. By the way, I've just turned reflections on. Look at my bike. My handlebars and grip seem to be extremely boofed, but I'm guessing that's a chicken problem. So, well, outside of my bike being all messed up, let's go for a ride, because any of you guys might know, since Beta 17 dropped, sand tracks have essentially been redundant. You know, they've been absolutely destroyed, and it's been a very, very long time since I've been able to ride around one and actually have fun. This being from a 450 point of view. Now, an issue that we seem to have in the past on the 450s is even if you was in 5th gear, for some reason you seem to be wheel spinning even in a straight line. Now, I understand that you wheel spin in sand, like you basically wheel spin around the entire track, but it was to the point where oh god, pardon me. It was to the point where you couldn't actually get any sort of forwards momentum. Now, I'm an absolutely trash sand rider. I hate the stuff. However, if you watch anyone good in sand, you know full well that as soon as you get that momentum up and you carry it, you're absolutely flying. You're railing around the track. We didn't have that functionality before, and I can tell you already, this feels a hell of a lot grippier. Now, by no means is it the crazy levels that we had in Beta 16. However, if I quickly read the chat logs, hopefully without crashing. So, in regards to sand, on both the front and the rear tyre, they have increased the grip in both dry and wet conditions. However, they have decreased, or no, they've also increased the resistance. So what that means is on the surface you have more grip, you know, you have the opportunity to do wheelies and all that good stuff and not just slide across the surface. However, that does mean the sand does bog you down a little bit more, like sand should. So you won't be going as fast as you do on the normal compact soil tracks. However, at least now you have the grip. So once you get that momentum up and going, you can actually hold on to it. And I actually really like that they've increased the resistance, because in my opinion, like, sand should slow you down a bit, but it's going to really, really emphasize people taking kind of fast, smooth lines and carrying their speed around the track, because the more you slow down, the harder it's going to be getting back up to speed again. And this is really where those good sand riders like McChicky and like Reese, for example, are going to really, really shine. And I know for a fact that as soon as Reese sees this update, he's going to need a new pair of pants, because he's going to be one happy man. Now, I feel like, well, I don't know, it could purely be based on timing, but the next aerial round is Southwick. Now, what good timing that is that a new set of tyres come out just before Southwick, because I was unsure really what direction Southwick was going to go in, whether it would be a case of they used the horrible sand traction, the Beta 17 sand traction that we all know already, and it's going to be the one of them where you just have to deal with it and ice skate for a round, or if they was going to use the traction we've been using for the rest of the aerial rounds, which is like a compact soil, which wouldn't make any sense on Sandwick whatsoever. Sandwick, god damn, I'm thinking of Reflex. On Southwick whatsoever. However, just make the track like really whooped out and rollery the entire way around to compensate. I was really, really unsure in what direction they was going to go in, and I think for the most part they was probably a little bit unsure as well. So the fact that we've now got these tyres is absolutely amazing. Although saying that, so these came out Tuesday night for me. I'm recording this Tuesday night, and obviously the race is on Thursday, and they must have the track in production at some point by now. However, Jesse, that's released this or worked on these tyres for us, he is also part of the ARL track crew. So yeah, who knows? Maybe they've been experimenting with it whilst the track's being built at the same time. So it's all built with these tyres in mind, and it'll be good racing. Unfortunately, a little bit of bad news, I won't be doing Southwick. I'm actually away. I leave Wednesday night, and I'm going halfway up the country to go and celebrate my girlfriend's uni graduation with her. That'll be quite nice, really looking forward to that. And yeah, I'll be missing around, unfortunately, so I won't get to put it all to the test. However, I'm always on my phone every now and then, having a look through Discord, seeing what's going on, so I'm sure I'll keep my eye on things and see if it's well received, see if it's a negative thing, but I can't see this really being negative at all right now. I'm having actually a good amount of fun on a sand track for a change. Now, nobody's going to be going and setting old world records. I mean, the fastest lap around this track was a 149 by race on beta 16, which is actually insane, considering I am 20 seconds, 20 seconds off the pace. And I mean, I know that I've crashed each lap so far, but that one crash isn't worth 20 seconds by any means. But yeah, it feels a lot more realistic than what we had. And I mean, shout out to Jesse and shout out to the rest of the OEM crew as well, for both these tyres and for all the work they're doing for the beta 18 OEMs that are being worked on. I've heard nothing but good things, and I've heard that it's actually going to be a massive change for the game in general, because the bikes will just handle completely different to what we have now too. So super excited for that. I'm going to quickly read through some of the other changes, because I'm only going to be covering sand in this video. That was what I was really excited for. However, other changes are, so it looks like they've treated both the front wheels and the rear wheels at the same time, like they've done the same changes to them both for each type of ground type. So for grass, which I very rarely ever see grass anywhere, they've actually lowered the grip and lowered the resistance. So I imagine, I mean, I've ridden on grass once or twice in real life. It is pretty bloody slippery, and I imagine it'll be quite hard to come to a stop if you're moving fast on, so that makes perfect sense to me. Sand I already discussed, where they have increased the grip and the resistance, so we've got more traction from a slow speed all the way up to a high speed. However, it does bog your bike down a little bit more. I'd be very interested actually at some point to test out like a 125 or 254 stroke around the sand tracks now to see how they feel, because I feel like I'm getting bogged down quite a lot even on the 450 right here, so they might be a whole nother beast to try and tame. Soft soil has increased grip and increased resistance as well. I really don't know any tracks that use the soft soil type. I'm sure there's absolutely hundreds, but obviously we don't get that information on the surface of a track, so you guys might know one or two, or I'm sure some track creators can shed some light and let us know what soil types their tracks use. Normal soil, oh actually, so that was just on the front, wheel. Rear wheel, that doesn't apply. Normal soil, no changes on the rear wheel, and increased resistance on the front wheel, so that means your front wheel is going to be slowing you down a little bit more, which is absolutely fine by me. And then we finally got compact soil, which is lowered grip and increased resistance and increased compacting. Not too sure what the increased compacting refers to. A little bit outside my area of knowledge, but I'm guessing compact soil relates to more like hard pack surfaces. So let's take like a Denver Supercross, for example. I think it was Denver, whichever round was is Tomac's home round. Really dry and dusty, so makes complete sense for that surface to be slippery. But it's really nice to see some positive changes, and it really just goes to show like where would we be without the community, which is why I feel a lot of time people give Pibbs a bit of a hard time for appearing not to do much, and it seems like the OEM team and Jesse and all the people that help out those guys, even if their names aren't mentioned all the time, just massive shout out to them to continually providing us with a playable game. That's the most important thing. We don't want to just be left with a broken mess at the end of the day. So thank you very much to those guys, and I hope you've enjoyed this video, and do some testing of your own, you know, go mess around on some different surfaces. Let me know what you think down below. Do you think this is a positive change? Obviously I've not played sand in a very long time, since beta 17 first dropped, because I just absolutely hated it, but this actually feels like tolerable and playable now, which is good. It's what we need, and it just opens up the door for more creativity on tracks. We haven't all got to build tracks with the same soil all the time, and we can actually get some diversity going on and better racing, I hope. But yeah, drop a like if you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hope you have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to, and until catching the next video, peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain, even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I was